immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy. But notice where it begins. At the end of verse 28. God gave them over to a debased mind, to do the things which are not fitting. And then you have this long list. Covetousness, maliciousness, envy, murder, strife, deceit, evil-mindedness, backbiters, haters of God, disobedient to parents, undiscerning, untrustworthy, unloving, unforgiving, unmerciful. So this is the sequence. Paul mentions it 3 times in this chapter. This is the downward spiral that occurs in men and in societies of men, in cultures and nations, in rebellion against God. And often the greater light they have and turn away from, the greater and the more dramatic the spiral. Men in unrighteousness suppress the truth about God. This leads to living for other things and worshiping other things and seeking their purpose and their happiness in the creature rather than the Creator, idolatry. Then in judgment, as an expression of His holy wrath, God gives men and cultures over to the corruption of their hearts, divine abandonment, and the punishment that is thus inflicted upon that culture and that is experienced and results from this is human degradation. You see, the wrath of God is not just something people will meet at the end. They will meet it at the end. There's a day of wrath coming. And all who stand before God on that day without Jesus Christ, the Bible tells us, will be cast into hell forever. But the wrath of God is also at work. It's also active in the world today. You see, my dear friends, America is already experiencing the revelation of God's wrath against us as a nation. You know, as we see this kind of evil and perversion that Paul describes here becoming the end thing, becoming rampant and accepted in the nation, people often say something like this: if these things continue, God's wrath is going to fall on this nation. But Paul says, no, actually, it's more accurate to say that when you see this kind of evil and degradation become prevalent in a nation, the wrath of God is already falling upon that nation. The degradation and perversion itself that men and cultures are given over to is already an evidence of the judgment of God.